All right, this is Granny. This is my husband's mother. And she started talking about when she was a kid and she used to churn butter.
Yes, we had homemade butter,
Homemade butter.
and I had to do it in a churn, and would churn, and the milk, the soured milk, would come up around the churn dash and splatter me in the face.
Yeah.
And then, after it became butter, Mom would skim off the butter and put it in a mold and squeeze all of that excess milk out of it.
It looks kind of like water by the time you...
And then, and then you had your butter. Then she saved the other and made buttermilk. Put it in the refrigerator
Well,
and
it's
ate
kind
it.
of a pretty white, I mean, it's not even look like white milk. It was kind of a thin...
Well, it's according to what kind of cow that gave the milk.
Oh, yeah?
If you had a Guernsey or a Jersey, they had rich cream. And whenever you made the butter, it would be kind of a yellow color, like this one right here.
Isn't that beautiful? That's Aaron butter. Look right into that camera and talk. Now, there you go. Now,
Whenever she would, and then you had to mold all and squeeze all of the excess soured milk out of it, and salt it,
yep,
and put it in a mold.
yep.
And then if it was before we got our refrigerator in the 50s, before we got electricity, I would take it down to the spring where we kept all of our butter, our milk, and put it in that spring, so it would keep in the cool of that spring water that ran. And Dad had made a little box that you put over the top and keep the animals out of it.
Because raccoons liked your butter, huh?
Right, everything. They like to get into everything. But anyway, it was secure in this spring box. And that's where we kept everything to keep it from souring in that cold spring water.
How
And
long
then-
do you think it would keep down there?
I don't know, we ate it up pretty fast. It didn't stay in there long till we was ready to go with another gallon and to replace it. But it worked. It kept it from souring. And then when we milked cows, Dad built a big cement trough that this spring water would run into and then overflow and go on down through the barnyard. But that's where we kept our big cream cans, those big metal cream cans, is in that spring.
And you sold this milk?
Right.
That's amazing. How cold was the spring?
I don't know. I never checked the temperature. But it was cold. I fell in it when I was a kid. I fell in it and like to drown. And my cousin, Vanita, got me out just in time. She said I'd gone down for the third time when she pulled me out there. And it was pretty cold. So, anyway,
Tell me about before electricity.
you had coal oil lamps to read by. You had your spring branch to keep that was your refrigerator. And you just did you did everything manually.
Well, so back then, before electricity, did you guys butcher a whole hog, or did other neighbors come and get some, or how did you cure a whole hog, man?
Well, usually that's what we did, but you had to wait till in the fall, and you had to wait for the right temperature, because whenever we butchered, then we had to put it in the smokehouse, and Dad would salt it down, and you had to pick your time, and so it wouldn't sour.
Right.
But pretty much back then, the weather was predictable of what it would do.
Yeah, we typically did it Usually before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Good and cold in November.
Something like that, yes. And then Mom you didn't waste nothing. Mom made cracklings out of skin and
Lard for a year.
yep, and she made lard, and we would keep a lot of our stuff in the cellar. It was an underground cellar. We kept a lot in there, our canned fruit and our potatoes, our eggs in this root cellar.
How long could you keep an egg?
And, well, we kept them, Mom had these cartons that she would put them in. When I was a little girl, she forgot and left the cellar door open. And I got in there, and she would take these eggs and sell them
Oh.
to farmers down by there was a little store down by the sale barn in Huntsville. So she'd take it in there on Tuesdays and sell these eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was little, didn't know any better. I thought I didn't, but I got in there and I would pick all them eggs out of there and throw them on the floor of that cellar.
Why'd you do that?
I guess because I was just an ornery little girl.
You only did it once.
Yeah, one time's all I did it.
I'm sure. Did your
can't-
behind hurt after that spanking?
I don't think so. I can't even remember getting a spanking for it.
Uh-oh.
I didn't get very many spankings, but I needed them.
You needed it.
Okay. Cut.
Oh, we're cutting. All right. That's it for Granny Stories this morning.